It's time for Justice for the People with Pastor Charles Bennett. Justice for the People, exploring issues involving corruption and injustices in the Tri-Cities. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and Pastor Bennett, and not necessarily those of the moderator, management, staff, or advertisers of WHAP. Here now is Pastor Charles Bennett and Justice for the People.
Well, I'm calling on Bill Mims in the Attorney General's office to step up and support us on this. 30 other state attorney generals, 36 states. Now, I don't know if Virginia's one of them or not. If we're not, Bill needs to sign on to this program to protest and reinstate the dealers' rights back like we were before they filed bankruptcy. And that's what I'm requesting Bill Mims and the state attorney general's office to do.
Are any of the other small dealers doing that with you?
I don't know, Charles, what they have done, the way they've done this stuff, they scared the dealers because they're scared if they come forward, if they have terminated them, people not going to buy a car from them. Which, see, they put them in a nasty position. The ones that did go forward, they made them sign a agreement, I understand, that's so vague that they don't know what they got there. It's manipulation and it's injustice like you were talking about on this program. And the Attorney General office of the state of Virginia needs to step up. I wrote Timothy Kane, the governor, a letter, no response. And I'm hoping that the Attorney General's office will get in touch with us, sign on with these other governors. I've emailed John Burns, B-U-R-N-E-S, I believe it is, in Nebraska, who's in the association with the Attorney Generals. And I faxed him all of our information, and he's on board with this H.R. 27 bill. And I sure hope the Attorney Generals and Tim McCain and Randy Forbes and all of these guys will get on board of these things, because it's not right to close a business down with unemployment 10%, put people out of work. That's crazy.
What do you think about even another local General Motors franchise having just all of a sudden they just say, okay, you can't sell Cadillacs anymore, we're going to let this other dealer over here sell your Cadillacs?
That's wrong.
What kind of deal is that?
That's wrong. That's what I'm talking about. Anytime you take something away from somebody and you give it to somebody else for free, Charles, that'd be like me coming into your house, taking your big screen TV, taking it across the street to your neighbor and telling you to tell all your friends to come over to your neighbor's house and watch it. I mean, it's not only franchise laws, it's criminal. It's crazy. It's outrageous. It's just things that mind boggle me. And people don't want to get involved. The Congress, either they're too big or the mail is way behind. I don't know what, but it don't look like anybody wants to step up to do anything for our Fifth Amendment rights. The Constitution, the Bill of Rights, Fifth Amendment says these things are wrong. And here's another thing we need to know.
Go ahead.
Well, these agreements that we had to sign, they gave everybody a little piece of money. Ours was a very small piece. It wouldn't even pay for the special order tools we got. And I'm not talking out of school. You can get this information on Google. All you got to do is go to Google and go to Automotive News, and it's public information. And in this article that Mark Laneves, he's the architect of closing all these people, he says in this article that he's give between $100,000 and $1 million to these businesses to wind them down, this agreement, or close them up. Well, first of all, this money needs to be disclosed. Yeah. General Motors is a purchaser of, the government is a purchaser of General Motors. That's who bought the company. So whatever this money is being dispersed, it needs to be dispersed fairly and evenly. Well, it costs money, Charles, to close a business down. I understand that,
well,
but it needs to be fair.
It'll bankrupt you.
And right, it needs to be a fair disbursement. Personally, I don't believe it was fair. I don't know. I'm not accusing anybody, but the Attorney General's office needs to step up here. You got antitrust problems here. You got coercion. You got a lot of things here that the Attorney General's office needs to get involved in.
What right does the government have to own the car General Motors?
Well, they're the purchaser because they were bankrupt. They claim they're the only ones that would step up and buy and put the money up to get them through bankruptcy. I don't know. Maybe they're the only ones. I don't know. I think this was sold. I think General Motors management are good salesmen. I think they sold this bill of goods to the president and his people. I don't think they understand. And I think now it's in Congress, they're asking questions, and I think they have found out that all this stuff is not flushing like they said it was going to do. And that's where the injustice is coming.
Well, here's the situation. It's a fire sale because if it had gone through the normal course of business, it would have taken 5 to 10 years to go through this bankruptcy. The government stepped in and say, we can do it in 30 days. So they went into some federal court or some place and they said, okay, today it's bankrupt. 3 days from now, we're going to take it back over. We're going to chop this and chop that and lower this pension and lower this and lower something else. And we're going to absolutely revamp it. And 3 weeks later, we're back open again. And it is a travesty of law because there's no bankruptcy law that covers what they've done. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to tell you what happens when one person what one person receives without working for, another person must work for without receiving. Right after these messages.
Roundtree Pontiac GMC in Mitsubishi, located on 3rd and Bank Streets in Petersburg, right across the street from Austin,